Hi, everyone, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. We are going to be looking at what you need to release or let go of this full moon cycle. I'm going to start with each zodiac sign and end with a pick a card reading, which may give you further guidance as to what area of your life you need to release or let go in. So let's get started with Libra's key phrase, and there are two of them. I balance, we balance. What do these mean, and where is it going to show up in your life this full moon cycle, and how can you use it to your advantage? Libra energy is the peacemaker, the harmonizer, and the diplomat. It has a strong sense of justice, fairness, and balance for all things, but especially when it comes to others and relationships of all types. Libra energy loves to identify problems and solve or find solutions to them. It can also lend its energy to that of the arts and being artistic. And like its sibling Taurus, it loves beauty, comfort, and beautiful things. Another thing you may find with Libra energy is that its primary drive and motivation is centered on everyone getting along. So it asks this question: how can I manifest fairness, stability, and balance, not only for myself, but for others? And while there's nothing wrong with wanting what is fair and just for yourself and others, it can lead to looking at the world or situation through rose colored glasses, meaning what is wished for or desired may not be attainable. So a decision will have to be made to let it be. The shadow here is to avoid indecisiveness and the need to fix everything. Okay, now that we know what the Libra I balance, we balance energy is, let's take a look at where it is showing up for each zodiac sign. I would suggest watching for your rising sign first, as it will resonate the most. However, if you don't know your rising sign, you can watch for your sun sign. And if you want to book a personalized full moon reading based on your own birth chart, I have a link to my website in the description box. All right, let's get started. Hi, Libra. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Libra, your very own energy is going to be focused in the first house, which has to do with all things me, myself, and I, and how you see or identify yourself, as well as your physical appearance, your image, how others see you, and how you come across to others. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Virgo. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Virgo, this Libra energy will be in the second house and will be focused on the things that have to do with your money, earned income, financial responsibility, personal property and possessions, your core values, and how you value yourself. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Leo. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Leo, this Libra energy will be in the third house and will be focused on the things that have to do with communication, how you think, learn, share, and express yourself, as well as your siblings and extended family and your immediate surroundings or community. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Cancer. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Cancer, this Libra energy will be in the fourth house and will be focused on the things that have to do with your home, family, ancestry, nurturing yourself and others, inner emotions, and security. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Gemini. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Gemini, this Libra energy will be in the fifth house and will be focused on the things that have to do with fun, creativity, hobbies, your children, sports, entertainment, dating, romance, and passionate love affairs. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Taurus. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Taurus, this Libra energy will be in the sixth house and will be focused on your daily routine, your work or job, service to others, duties and obligations, and your health and wellness. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Aries. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Aries, this Libra energy will be in the seventh house and will be focused on legal affairs, contracts, and negotiations, your one to one relationships with people like your spouse or significant other, family, friends, colleagues, partners in business, clients, and harmony, fairness, and justice. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Pisces. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Pisces, this Libra energy will be in the eighth house and will be focused on the things that have to do with transformation, death and rebirth, joint finances, other people's money, debts, inheritance, what is hidden below the surface, and what is considered taboo. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Aquarius. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Aquarius, this Libra energy will be in the ninth house and will be focused on the things that have to do with spirituality, religion, belief systems, higher education, studying and learning, philosophy, and travel. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Capricorn. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Capricorn, this Libra energy will be in the 10th house and will be focused on the things that have to do with your career, ambition, responsibility, reputation, what you are known for, and how you are making your mark on the world. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Sagittarius. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Sag, this Libra energy will be in the 11th house and will be focused on the things that have to do with your friends, social circles, support systems, networks and alliances, humanitarianism, and technology. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, Scorpio. Full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out the proverbial clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. And for you, Scorpio, this Libra energy will be in the 12th house and will be focused on the things that have to do with the unconscious mind, intuition, imagination, dreams, spirituality, solitude, self reflection, healing, the hidden or unseen, and the mystical and magical. It also has to do with escapism, withdrawal, addictions, and self sabotage. So, those would be the areas I would concentrate on when it comes to releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. And if you need to review what the Libra energy is again, just go to the timestamp in the description box. Hi, everyone, and welcome to your full moon in Libra reading. This is the second part. This is the pick a card pile. So you've just listened to what it is, what area to focus on for releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra by listening to your rising sign or for your sun sign. But say that those don't resonate for you, or it's something that you're already working on or have worked on or have released. Well, this is just something else that maybe you can work on. This would be for those of you that need something else, great. For some of you, this will be in addition to what you've already heard in your zodiac rising sign or sun sign pile. Okay, so just choose either by pile 1, pile 2, this card here, or this one, Smokey Quartz, or Amethyst, whatever calls to you, number, card, or crystal, and I will see you in your reading. Hi to those of you who chose this card, okay, this Smokey Quartz crystal, or pile 1. Let's get right into your reading for what else can you work on releasing and letting go this full moon in Libra cycle. So as always, I have overall energy cards. I'm then going to pull live tarot. I'm going to do an overall ending and another oracle card. So let's see what it has to say here. Okay, we have for you pile 1, Grand Cross, the Provoker. Oh, interesting. Okay. I know about the Grand Cross. So let's, okay. We then have Waning Crescent, which is surrender, restore, reflection, intuition, stillness. And then we have, cannot say this word, I'm hoping that maybe you can see it there. But what it does say is, do not fear to lose what you already have. Your heart is a guardian and your soul the brightest star. And this does have Libra and Scorpio on it, so that's interesting. Okay. We have Moon in Libra. We have retrograde. New Moon in Aquarius. And a fiery climax approaches. Full Moon in Aries. Okay. So, you guys, let's see here. What I can tell you, so overall energy right away, we're still working with that full moon in Libra. It's interesting that we actually had the card, I'm going to say, of Libra come out, all right? Bring peace into your life and your relationships will flourish. That may be for some of you. So you need to let go of what is not bringing peace into your relationships. There's going to be multiple little messages in here. We're going to do this fast. You know, we don't need to stay here all day type of thing. So, all right. So the first thing that I want to say here, let's go straight to the overall energy, the Grand Cross, the provoker. What is it that you need to let go of? That's what we're talking about, releasing and letting go. Are you a provoker? Are you the person that's constantly jabbing, picking, nitpicking, arguing just for the sake of arguing, disagreeing just for the sake of disagreeing, sitting at the family dinner table and just picking topics to talk about that you know are going to trigger and provoke everyone there? Do you have any of those type of tendencies? It could be different for each one of you, but do you find yourself in your life being that person that's always just, you know, just has to see it, think it, be a little bit different, but not in necessarily a nice or harmonious way? I'm going to say that's the other thing that you can let go of. Now let's look at the rest of the cards and see how they fit in. Here we have surrender, restore, reflection, but the word that's sticking out to me, actually the last two, intuition and stillness. And what that is, I'm going to say, the message that's coming in is before you jump out, before you start to speak, before you start to provoke others, maybe just take a moment of stillness, okay? Just stop it for a moment before the fiery climax approaches, okay? And you feel the need to just blurt something out. And trust your gut. I mean, you can be this person, for example. You can have these tendencies, and the whole time your gut's telling you, oh, you shouldn't be saying that. Oh, just stop. Oh, don't, you know, that's enough. But you can't help yourself. You keep on going. Okay? That's the overall energy here. They're saying, no, you need to just, before it gets out of hand, all right? If you can stop yourself before it happens, great. That's going to take a little bit of work. But if you can maybe just slow down or stop yourself while it's happening to begin with, and let your actual gut feeling, your intuition guide you, you're going to notice the difference, I think, at that point, because your gut's going to be telling you, this needs to stop, okay? That you need to pull back here. You need to pull a Scorpio and just pull yourself back and go down into the depths and just leave everybody alone for a moment. And like I said, it could be, you could be this way in your relationships. You could be this way at work. You could be this way with your friends, with your family. It's going to be different for everyone. And it doesn't mean that you're a jerk or an arsehole or any of those things, okay? No. It means that maybe sometimes you can act like that, but I'm going to say it's almost like a bad habit. It's like swearing, right? Me, potty mouth at times. And it's a habit. It's totally a habit. So this is just a habit that you need to release and let go. Now, the other thing here that I love, their advice or their encouragement here is, do not fear to lose what you already have. Your heart is a guardian and your soul the brightest star. Meaning, if you go with what your heart and soul are telling you, they're not going to lead you wrong. So if your intuition, your gut, your heart and soul is saying, okay, that's enough already, but yet you feel that urge because your ego and mind are taking over to keep on going, you need to trust your gut, okay? And that's why this Libra card has come out clearly in this reading, because this is also a bit of advice to go along with it too, right? A bit of advice or, you know, different ways you can approach this. But they're saying if you want to bring, or by bringing peace into your life, by not being this provoker, you know, your relationships with everyone are going to flourish. They really, really are. Because you're leading by love or emotion rather than mind and ego. And the thing that I love about the Grand Cross, we're talking, there are 4 squares here, this in astrology, right? 4 squares, 90-degree angles. That is, imagine it like 2 people are each coming down their own path, okay? And they get in the middle and there's a bone of contention. It's difficult. It is tension. It is 2 people stuck. Think of it like being stuck in a corner and they can't fight their way out of it, type of thing, right? They're fighting or whatever it may be, but they're just arguing, discussing strongly, but they're stuck there in that corner. That's what squares are in astrology and in your birth or in your natal chart. And then there are 2 oppositions. And oppositions are, again, there's like a bit of tension there, but with an opposition, you're meant to, you know, come in from each side and meet in the middle and find the solution or compromise or what works best. So I love that this is the card that came out, the Grand Cross for provoker and overall energy. And 4 and 7 is an 11, and that is being intuitive, working well with others, right? It's trying to raise yourself up, to raise your vibration, to be aware, to work on your relationships. And that's what this is all about. So what you need to let go of, pile 1, is anything that is causing this. You know what it is. We always know what it is. Again, takes time. As I always say, takes time, will take a bit of work, but can be done. And with the retrograde, they're just telling you, you know, you're going to have to sit and think about it. You're going to have to sit and review. You're going to have to sit and in the emotion and figure out what it is that provokes you into being the provoker, okay? And to stop yourself before the fiery climax approaches. Or we could also think of it, with this change, everything's coming to a fiery climax and you need to release it and let it go, okay? And with the new moon Aquarius, this card come out, look, just open up to change. That's really what they're asking you to do here, right? That's what releasing and letting go is. It's letting go of what no longer serves you. And so that in a couple of weeks with new moon, you can bring in what does. All right, let's bring in the tarot to see if there's any further clarification, confirmation of the cards on the table, or any more guidance or advice. Well, there's one that come out. Oh, or 2 right there. 9 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles, and I want to get one more. I want to get one more here for the beginning. Whoa. Okay. I'm going to take the one that actually went down onto the floor. Ah, okay. So, do not fear to lose. We have the 9 of Wands. That's what all this is. It's someone who's fought a hard battle, right? But it is the fear. I'm going to go with, sometimes I go with what's on the card. Sometimes I go with what's on a Rider-Waite card. And sometimes I just go straight intuition. We never know until it happens. But this is talking about the fear of letting go, right? You've held on to those wands, just poking and prodding, honestly. With people for so long that, I don't know, I think you almost become fearful maybe of who will I be if I don't, if I don't do that, right? But when it says do not fear to lose what you already have, what I get the feeling of, pile one, you're always going to be the person who's going, like there's Aquarius in here, there's Aries in here, right? There's Libra, but really the Aquarius and the Aries, you are going to be someone who very easily can stand up for themselves or has awesome opinions and ideas about many things. It's just going to be in how it's delivered in conversation or towards another person. And when I see prospects, I just think of, with this Page of Pentacles, there are going to be many different ways or different paths, avenues that you can do it without going straight to this. I also want to say with the Page of Pentacles, this is just, you know, great ideas, really being aware of what's going on around you. Oh, this may be important. Being aware of how this is affecting the other people and what's their perception of you when you're acting this way. That's something to think about. But to know there's many different paths that you can take to work on this. And with the Ten of Pentacles, I just want to say we know that that is succeeding, right? Here it says wealth, but in this case, we're not talking about money, but we're talking about just success. You're going to work hard, but this hard work that you're going to put into bringing peace into your life and into your relationships with people by not being the provoker, by working on those squares and oppositions in the Grand Cross, this is going to bring you success in the end and fulfillment. Okay, let's get a little, what is it? Moon Magic Oracle card, and then we'll do an overall energy for the end. I love this, pile one. And hey, for some of you, this may not resonate at all, and you just go straight to what you heard for the full moon in Libra and releasing and letting go with what you heard in your rising sign and, or if you don't know that, your sun sign. For some of you, this may be in addition to what you're going to be working on for the full moon. And for others, this may be the only thing that you're working on for the full moon. Look, we have lots of full moons. We're going to have lots of them in our life. We can always release and let go. We don't need to do everything at once, but maybe just keep this in mind. It's just a suggestion, some advice. Okay, this one here keeps, I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. Yeah. You know what? With I know myself deeply, I believe you are someone who is intuitive and lots of times does trust their intuition. Just maybe not when you get in that mode or in that way of being or that situation where you find yourself, you know, being provoking or provoking other people or situations, again, whatever it may be. And you're worthy, right? Like, yeah, right here. Your heart is a guardian and your soul the brightest star. You are worthy of being someone that is loving and kind and able to get their point across, their point of view, their knowledge, what it is that they know, without being that person. Okay, so let's just get one last card, just as an overall energy for you to take away with you, and let's see what that's going to be, pile one. Purity, snow, moon. Oh, you know, it just popped in the minute I saw that. It's like, this is going to be like a great reset for you, okay? This is going to be like a new beginning. Fresh fallen snow, purity. I think I've had this card before because I've said these exact words, which is funny. A blanket of fresh falling snow is so clean and so beautiful, but it's like wiping the slate clean. So if there was snow underneath and it was all the dirty snow that you get, you know, after the roads have been plowed and you've shoveled and all the dirt from the ground is mixed in with it as it's piled up at the side of your driveway, and then it snows, and it's like it erases all of that dirt and darkness, and it's all beautiful and white and fluffy and crisp and pure again. That's what I want to say about for you. Think of it like that. This is your chance to do a reset, to review. Retrograde or all the re's, right? Review, redo, reassess, reevaluate. So that is your message, pile one. I hope that you liked it, along with your zodiac sign reading for this full moon in Libra. I will see you at the new moon. Bye-bye. Hi to all of you who chose this card, okay, or pile two, or this amethyst crystal. This is your reading to go along with the zodiac sign reading for either your rising sign or sun sign, if you don't know your rising, for full moon in Libra, about releasing and letting go. So you already have that information. That's great. But maybe that's something you've already worked on, or maybe it's something that you don't feel that you need to work on right at this moment, or for whatever reason can't work on right at this moment. Here's another option for you in these cards. We'll have to see what it is. I don't know yet. But for some of you, this may be in place of. For others of you, you may want to do this alongside with what you've already heard. Okay, so let's get right into it. We're going to have overall energy cards, and then I'm going to do live tarot, an ending energy, and another oracle. Alrighty, here we go. Air element, communicating. Ooh, releasing and letting go. Waxing gibbous. Again, this word, I'm just going to hold it up so you can see it. All right. And it is, pay attention to your flaws, and them you will discover your affinity with others. So very true. I was just talking about that in an email I did last night, actually. I'll get more into that later, but here we go. Sun in Taurus, Pisces, full moon in Cancer, and South Node. Okay, all right, I like this. So, what else can you release and let go? I'm going to talk about what I just mentioned. I was talking to someone about when you have a life where you've had many different experiences, whether they're hard, in some cases devastating, emotionally draining, whatever it may be. And because of that, you are then able to see that in others. And usually it creates empaths, is what I'm going to say. And you want to reach out and you want to help others because you feel that you can relate to it, right? And even if it's not help, just to support, again, because you just feel this, it's almost like a kinship. It's going to be weird. It's not a trauma bond. Don't get me wrong there. It's, but you emotionally know what that feels like, and you can see it and feel it emanating off of others, is how I want to say it. But what we need to release and let go of here, I want to say, is the fear of facing that. So it just came down here, let your fears dissolve, right? Pay attention to your flaws. In them, you will discover the affinity with others. Okay. So this is about even self-worth. I just looked up and saw that. Okay, I don't think this is a financial thing, but for some of you it could be. We'll touch on that in a bit. That may be just another little side message, because there can be more than one message in these, but I really feel that you need to let go of the areas in your life where you're not feeling worthy, where you're stuck in those flaws or those situations or events from your past, and you're not able to see them as an opportunity. You're not able to communicate, is what I want to say. You're not able to communicate, to get past them. I even think sometimes with therapy, right? Like, even if it was, it's not like you're out telling everyone, but you may go to therapy, and through that communication, you're able to see your self-worth. You're able to see and give yourself love even. Okay, I see where this is kind of going. It may take me a minute to get there. But what it is, if you stay in the pain, I'm going to say, and you don't open up and communicate with someone somewhere, whether it's a friend, like I said, a professional, family member, whatever it is, you're not able to move forward. And most importantly, you're not able to help others. Okay, we have alignment, refinement, nurture, patience, evolution. Right, you're not able to evolve as a human because you're stuck in that one time, that one area. It could be a long span of time. It doesn't matter. You're stuck there. You need to let go of that. You need to let go of being stuck. You need to let the fear of what's on the other side, if you let it go, and feel worthy, and feel self-love, and nurture yourself. And we have Pisces here with sensitized, but I want to say for this is sensitivity, right? It's that Pisces, rather than communicating and talking about this so you can get past it, you may pull a Pisces 12th house where you withdraw from people, you step away from people, you fall back into addiction, and it can be any type of addiction. From eating straight through to drugs to bad relationships, it doesn't matter. It's an addiction of some sort. And it's all because you're not feeling any self-worth. And it says, oh my God, I saw South Node. I didn't even read this. Don't let your past hold you back. That's just what I've been talking about. Because South Node are those attributes that we fall back on from previous lifetimes. They're the things that come easy to us. They're the things that make us feel good. We can call it our comfort, our security blanket. We're not even aware of it for the most part, okay? We just know it's something that we like. For example, spending, I just saw the money here, spending other people's money. I talked about myself in a video one time about I certainly had no problem spending other people's money when I would charge up credit cards and then have to pay them back painstakingly. So, North Node is what you're working on your purpose this lifetime, and you want to adopt those attributes to help you move through. But the opposite side of the chart is your South Node, the things that we tend to fall back on. And they usually tend to be things that aren't good for us, or things that are our shadow. They can be good if we use them in a positive way, okay? Not all of them, but some of them. So I hope you're still with me here on this. So what I really feel, pile 2, for you is letting go of not feeling worthy, not being able to let go of your past. Because who would you be if you weren't trapped in those past emotions? And a lot of this is even subconscious. Again, the subconscious mind with Pisces, right? Who would you be if you actually talked to someone about this? Who would you be if you didn't withdraw? Who would you be if you didn't let your past hold you back and you actually step forward into a brand new world? But I also want to think about it with helping others too, because if you pay attention to your flaws, in them you will discover your affinity with others, being able to relate, being able to see others for who they are. And, oh, my belly was just growling there a little bit. And it's all about nurturing yourself, getting yourself into alignment, evolving. But the other important word that I'm seeing here is patience. This isn't going to happen overnight. We can also call this inner child wounds. I think I had a reading just the other day that was about inner child, right? It can relate to all of this. But what you need to let go of is the fear of literally letting this go, and the fear of communicating with others about it, whether it be personally or professionally. So that's your main message. That's something else you can release and let go of, or start to. This is always a start. It doesn't just happen, oh, full moon's here, I'm going to release and let go. Oh, there, it's gone. It doesn't happen like that. You start to work on it, right? That's what you do. So let's pull some tarot and see if any of the cards if they confirm what's already on the table here, if there's confirmation for anything on the table, or if it's just going to be further advice and guidance from God, Source, Universe. All right. From the moon goddess even, right? So, because the moon is Cancer, and Cancer is all about nurturing. That's way too many cards. So let me do this. I want to get 3. Okay, we have the Lovers. Decisions. Because before it was the Lover, it was a card of decisions, right? We have Queen of Wands, charisma. Oh, the fiery queen. Okay. And Knight of Wands, immaturity. Okay. I like this because this can go in just one of two ways. I want to read this now. Do we have a Knight of Wands with immaturity, and we have a Queen of Wands who's a little fiery and passionate with a lot of charisma, and they're trying to make a decision on whether or not they want to come together, okay? So that's one. That could be a message for someone too. The other one was to let go of any, just while we're talking about this, before I get into reading the cards within this context of what's on the table, but also finances. For some of you, maybe it's releasing the fears that you have around finances, okay? Being able, again, to communicate. And when I see this communication card, I'm like, do you need to go and see a financial advisor maybe? Do you need to go to your bank and find really setting down with someone and figuring your finances out, and being able to go with the flow here, right? Because like attune them, refine them, I want to say, I just keep seeing a spreadsheet, right? Where you have everything written down, everything in, everything out. But not being fearful. For some of you, maybe you don't do that, and that's maybe why your spending's out of control. So you need to let that fear go. You could have been someone like me in the past who had no problem falling back on my South Node with spending other people's money in the way of charging up a credit card, okay? I mean, look, it happens to everyone. So that could be a message for some of you. Now let's look at these cards in context to this. We're talking about being able to release and let go. And in order to do that, it's a decision that you have to make, okay? You have to make a decision. And with the Lovers here, it's, do you love yourself? Or do you love sitting in that past pain? That's what I want to say with the Lovers card in context to what I'm talking about in this reading, for the most part. It's finding that Queen of Wands. It's finding that fiery queen within yourself, that, having self-worth, self-confidence, okay? What else do we know about the Queen of Wands? Oh, let me think about this for a minute. Ambitious, courageous. It's finding that woman. Even if you're male, this is feminine energy, right? Gender doesn't matter here. It's the energy of it. So being fiery, being passionate, even being a social butterfly, which I find, right? Because if you've been withdrawing, right, it's getting back out there and being that social butterfly again. And maybe just, the Knight of Wands, who gets a little, sometimes the Knight of Wands is a little too passionate and maybe sets off on things or ideas without thinking too much. But also it could just be, I don't want to call anybody immature because I just don't like that. But what I want to say is, think of it as when you are younger and you're not as wise as you are now, say, for example, and you tend to make decisions or stay in situations that aren't serving you, like withdrawing, like addictions, like not communicating, like not being able to connect with others, letting your past hold you back, not having self-worth, spending your money crazily, that type of thing. That's where I think this card is coming to tie in with what's on the table. You want to take on this confident Queen of Wands energy so that you can make a wise decision to get yourself back into alignment again, to be able to nurture yourself and see yourself as worthy. Okay, so now you know what you can kind of let go of here. Let's get a magic moon card, okay? Oh, there we go. I have power. It is real. Full moon. We're talking about boosting your self-worth. We're talking about nurturing yourself. We're talking about taking on this fiery Queen of Wands energy. And this is the card that came out. I have power. It is real. You do. You just have to believe it. You have to get past the fear and believe it of yourself or in yourself, right? Okay, pile 2, we're almost done here. Let's get an overall energy. I really hope that this helped you. You know, like if this is something you need to work on in addition to what, like I said, what you already heard in your rising or sun sign, or whether you decide that you don't need to deal with those ones right now, or you've already worked on those areas of your life. This could be something new that you need to hear for guidance and advice to work on, or maybe you want to, you know, take on both. I'm just going to let those fall. Action. Oh, you guys. Okay. So again, this is waning gibbous. And where did I have? Oh, this is waxing gibbous. So take action. All right. It's time to take action. Now is the time. This message is very strong for you, pile 2. So they're saying, yeah, you know what? If you're watching this pile, you need to work on whatever area in your life this falls into. Sorry, not what area, but with, well, it's really with yourself. I'm going to say it really is with yourself, but you know, you could be holding back. It could have to do, we're talking Libra here. So with relationships in your life, right? Where there's no self-worth as you, as the other person in the relationship, and needing to make decisions and letting fears go and being able to connect with and being okay with your flaws. All right. And the other card is protection, which is waning crescent. And you know what? I look at her. She's like a little bird in a nest, really. It reminds me of the stork kind of rebirthing, right? A baby. It's a new start. It's a new chance. It's like in the last pile, it was like we were talking about freshly fallen snow, and it's kind of like a blanket that wipes the slate clean. And I want to say I feel the same way with this. And that's what full moons are about, releasing and letting go. It's wiping away what no longer serves so that you can bring in what does, so that you can start fresh. It's I don't know. I mean, that's just what it's reminding me of, but also protection. It's kind of like, you know, the bird has those straps over its body and she is not panicked. She is not worried. She knows that in this case, the bird has her in this nest, that she is safe as they're flying through the night. It's a beautiful message, really. So know that God, source, universe, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your team of whomever it is, they have your back in this, and they're going to help you through this. Whenever we do work that's shadow, we have to release it and let it go. It takes time. It can be very emotional, and it doesn't happen overnight. So sometimes it can be a long journey. For some people, it can be the snap of a finger. It depends on you and your situation. But I wish you the best with it. And I will see you in your new moon reading where we can talk about all the wonderful things that you're going to bring into your life. Okay? So thank you, Pile 2.